My illegal immigrant solution involves putting the pressure on the employers not to hire people and letting them phase out their existing employees over 5 to 10 years. If they phased out over 10 years, certainly that's 10% of their illegal immigrant employment per year on average, and they can certainly accommodate that. They must check with the federal database to see if the social security number being given is already being used by somebody else, possibly many times, or if it's an existing social security number. So they have to verify citizenship in that method. What do they do after they phase out the employees? Well, they start with not hiring any new illegal immigrants. The new people they hire can be either U.S. citizens, or they could purchase equipment for more repetitive type work, or they can contract out of the country for aliens on needed work at no more than 6 months at a time. And then at the end of the 6 months, that legal immigrant on a work permit has to leave the country for 1 month. But he can work long hours while he's here, possibly 10 hours a day, possibly 7 days a week to make up for the month he will be off. He can't bring his family here. He's just working here for the 6 months, and then he's going back home. After the month, he can come back under a new contract and work another 6 months. The existing illegal aliens who had babies here, if it's found to be that they are constitutional citizens due to their treachery, then they have an option of returning to their homeland with their child until the child reaches the age of consent, and he would be welcomed back constitutionally as a U.S. citizen. Or he could be placed with somebody who is a U.S. citizen and is responsible for the care of the child while in the United States as the parents go back to the mainland. This is the best overall solution. You didn't get the illegal immigrants overnight coming in, and so you can't get the illegal immigrants to leave all at once. There's no such thing as busing 12 million people. Without work and without being hired, because they are illegal immigrants, they will return to their homeland on their own, and we won't have to bus them. And then they can apply for a work permit under contract for 6 months max at a time, and that will work out well. If farmers want to form a co-op to hire people and for a 6-month period, and then they must return to their homeland, that would be fine too, since the farmer usually has a picking season for the workers he needs. This proposal was made in my July 2nd letter. It prevents us from telling people that it's all right to break the law, that Congress and the President will condone law breaking, so everybody can go ahead and break the law. This is a moral issue, and I think it is a sound one. They came over as illegal. They have to return to their homeland. The employer is better off this way, although he's basically maybe a little bit lazy and not want to do with contracts when he can sit back on his haunches and have the rest of the country pay for these people becoming citizens under an amnesty provision. And so I think that what I'm proposing is a very workable solution and should be agreeable to everybody. Nobody will be completely satisfied, but at the same time the laws will be obeyed. And the borders, because people aren't pouring over the borders anymore because they won't have work, they will be available for border protection for terrorists and drug runners, instead of having all these people intermingling over the border and flowing over the border. I had come up with this solution 2 years ago and sent it to all the senators, U.S. senators, about 160 U.S. representatives, and the president and all governors. And that was on April 7th, 2006. And I write my letters and my suggestions, leaving gaps in it for the congressmen or the senators to add a little bit of their own in there. For instance, I say that the farm workers would be phased in over 5 years on my April 7th letter. Actually, I was thinking that they would all be phased in, or the illegals would be phased out over a period of 5 years. So I think that you could read my letter of April 7th, 2006, and then my follow-on work is on my website explained, and then at the end my July 2nd letter just spells it all out completely, because they just were not willing to get a workable solution, and they said that it was impossible to truck or bus 12 million people across the border, and they would be here forever if we didn't grant them amnesty, and which is really a dumb idea. But anyway, you can see on my website what I was proposing and verify it for yourself. Thank you very much.